Welcome to the latest Street Badass live stream. We have a very exciting live stream this evening with Lenny Ruiz, straight from Buenos Aires. Hey, let's see if we can get Danny in here. Danny? We're looking for Danny here. There's Danny. Get Danny in here real quick. We've got a two-continent live stream today. We got Europe. We got UK. Hey, is UK part of Europe? Geographically, would you say that you guys are part of Europe?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Europe, and then we got South America coming in a little bit later with Lenny.
Yes. Nice to have someone from South America. We haven't had many.
Not too many. We have to change that. There's a lot of talented people down there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know you've been doing some stuff in Buenos Aires. You want to say a bit about that?
Sir, we just had a Fandango down there. That's a pop-up exhibition. And what we did is we featured the work of, I think it was around 20 photographers. I of course, put one of my pictures up there because I'm not going to let the opportunity go without putting my picture up.
Why not? Yeah.
Well, yeah. And so we had, but we had a lot of local people there. Had a lot of people show up. It was a real party, a lot of fun. Working on another one right now.
That's
so,
sick.
yeah.
And then we've also got something happening in London, which is going to be well, we've had some photographs as a group collective in a cafe called the Elwyn Cafe, and it's just around the corner from Tottenham Court Road Station, and we're going to change that up. So hopefully by January we'll let you know more details. There's going to be a exhibition with just 6 people, and it's going to be a street portrait exhibition. That's all I'll say for now. But yes, really good people in there.
Very excited about that one as well. And maybe when we do that, we can have like some kind of like little party, or maybe even a walk or something.
Sure, we can do something. Yeah. So it'll be early.
We can get a cup of coffee. That's for sure.
Have to do... yeah. That's a nice coffee.
Dude, I can't believe this. I'm going to talk about the weather. I'm going to do something that's very English. I can't believe how nice it was, and now suddenly, it's just crap. So it was so sunny because you were getting like that same sun the other day, like we were getting here, and now I had to go out and buy some food today, and it was like just frozen rain. And
it's the worst. I think that is the worst weather when it's cold and it's raining. That combination and a bit of wind, you can't get worse than that. I think I'd rather have massive snow drifts than that.
Yeah, I'd rather have snow too, because then you don't get wet. It just kind of falls off you.
I also tend to get a day off and I can go sledding or
You're gonna go sledding?
Yeah. Usually with the kids, but maybe they're too old now and I have to do it on my own.
We're going to be very envious once we get Lenny on here, because he's sitting there in a t-shirt and it's super bright because it's summer.
Yeah.
It looks amazing down there. Hey, let's talk about the latest competition. Let me get that up here real quick, one moment. Because we had a winner. I'm going to find it here. So the competition, turn this around to see if we can see something. There's the photo. That's the winner right there. That was SB carrying something. Is that what it was called?
I think it was. Yeah, carrying stuff.
Carrying stuff.
And it's
so anyway, Martina Piksinska.
Who you'll see a lot. Any event you go to in London, she'll be there with a little camera. Lovely girl, and she's very, very good photographer. I actually featured her recently, and I mean, it's very, very clever because she's obviously got the 2 Michael Jacksons in the background, because that is in Soho. There's a Michael Jackson theatre show, and it's an old man. He's carrying a picture of some kind, and he's on a scooter. What more do you want? Of course, it's going to win.
That's a winner right there.
Some really strong entries in that competition, and was pleased she got it because it was quite a fierce fight for that first place. She did well.
And then we've got a new competition going on right now.
Yes, so that's SB Cigs and Cigars. So basically, it's smokers. It's smokers, but no vapes. And I've convinced Victor to allow pipes because I love a pipe.
So no vapes. So
no vapes.
What's your thing? What do you got against vapes?
Hey, it's not me. It's Victor. It's up to Victor. So yeah, it's just cigars and pipes. But if you can just see, if it's just a picture with loads of smoke and you don't know what's causing it, then maybe that's allowed. I don't know.
You're gonna have to do a fake. You got
Yeah.
to cuff it.
Yeah.
Might look like something else if you're cupping it like that.
True.
Let's see if
But
we can find Lenny here, man.
I would have thought it's one that most people can enter. Most people have got a smoker, surely.
I got a couple smoke shots. Maybe I'll throw a couple in there.
Yeah, I think I know I've got a few. Yeah, I think we ought to enter more ourselves. Why not?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's get Lenny in here. All right, Lenny, you've been invited, buddy.
So just so people know, that Facebook group is Street Badass Street Photography Group, if you're looking for it.
Wait.
All right, Lenny, it looks like you're pointing the wrong way,
Yeah.
maybe there.
Let me.
Giving us a tour of the place, huh?
I'm not sure if it's good. Does it look fine?
That looks good right there. Welcome,
Hey,
my
mister.
friend.
How you doing?
How you doing, Danny?
Nice to meet you.
Big Danny and Big Todd. How you doing?
Yeah.
Well, Todd
Not too
just
bad.
told me he's freezing there in the winter. Where are you now, Danny?
I'm over in I'm about 40 minutes from London, so I'm
So it's the same there. It's raining now, right?
It's raining.
Raining.
Horrible
Hey,
weather.
hey, Lenny, Danny's an island guy. He
I-
lives on Canvey Island.
Canvey Island, yeah. Just on my own. I just live in a house on my own in an island. No one else with me.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, well, so welcome, Lenny. It's great
Yeah.
to have you on here. I know that I haven't seen you for, I think, probably about a week and a half. I think it's been about a week and a
Yeah.
half since I've seen you.
Last time we'd seen each other, it was kind of strange there in Buenos Aires. We were just talking about that. I guess Danny knows. I'm not sure if we can talk about.
No big deal, man.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Right,
I was
okay.
running around with Lenny in Buenos Aires Street.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we were running around. The one thing I got to ask you, this is how we're going to start it, Lenny. What do you prefer, empanadas that are fried or empanadas that are from the oven?
Well, that's a pretty obvious question answer. Because I'd rather everything fried. You know, I don't know a person who would rather something baked or something fried. Fried everything is better. You know?
Yeah.
The thing is for the health.
Yeah.
People don't like fried stuff, but I think fried stuff is always better. Empanadas, Buenos Aires empanadas fries are really, really nice. Well, you see it. You see it. We ate some empanadas in the market, and they were delicious. I was waiting to eat that empanadas for a long time ago. We were lucky that day that the place was empty.
Do you know what?
It was lucky.
I had my first empanada 1 week ago. Never had one before.
Oh my God. They're at London?
Yeah, so there's this it's like a pop-up sort of restaurant in the market, and one of the market stalls sells empanadas, and they get a load, and we were having wine, and oysters, and empanadas.
Were they fried or were they baked?
No, I think they were baked. I think there were oven ones because it was later in the day, but I think possibly they fry them during the day. If you get the market stall right.
I'm pretty sure that if it were fried, you would remember.
I would have enjoyed. Yeah.
Are those empanadas you ate Venezuelan or Argentinian?
I think, well, according to the French man who was selling them to me, it was a Spanish stall. But
wow,
I don't know.
Well, they happen also empanadas. There are chilenas from Chile. There are from Spain that are really nice also, like gallegas, empanadas gallegas. You know, like empanadas gallegas. They are really, really beautiful, nice taste. So, yeah, it could be Venezuelan, Chilean, Argentinian, or from Spain. So that's a mystery now. We need to know.
That's interesting. You need to do some more research, Danny. I didn't know that they made empanadas in Spain, because every time I've had an empanada in Spain, it's been an Argentinian store.
Oh,
It's
possibly.
been
Well,
it's been like Argentinian, empanadas. But
so you never tried some gallegas, empanadas gallegas from Galicia? Beautiful,
now I'm gonna have to try
beautiful.
that.
Oh no, they're really nice, Todd. I recommend that if you have the opportunity, try it.
It wasn't.
Alrighty, hey, so here's my first question for you.
But
Now that we're done with the empanada talk, thank you very
Okay,
much for
okay.
clarifying that, Lenny. Hey, so we're all photographers here, and I think it's always interesting to know about the first time that you had a camera in your hands. Was the first time you had a camera in your hands, was it love at first sight, or did you start doing photography after that?
Well, I started with this like in 2016. No, I always liked photography since I was a child or a teenager. But in Venezuela, when I was growing up and I was a teenager, it looks really distant from me. And I said, using a camera, having a roll, and then develop this role. And for me, it was like, wow, this must be for people really, really smart or with money now, because I didn't have a camera and I never dreamed about that. So in 2016, I remember I had this girlfriend who wanted to work with a camera. She was working with a photographer as an assistant, and I saw her very enthusiastic about it. So I say, well, I'm going to buy you a camera with the money that the government gave us for buying stuff in internet. We have a coupon, a yearly coupon. So I'm going to buy it, and then you pay me back when you can, but you can work with this. So I got the camera and I gave it to her. But then by the moment I was posting in Instagram my pictures, pictures made with the phone about architectural buildings in and corners in Venezuela. That's how I started, doing buildings, corners, very, geometric pictures. And people start talking about my pictures, and I didn't know that there were people behind all of this, and people start commenting. One day somebody repost my pictures, and oh, what is this going? So I found out that there was a group of people enthusiastic about this, and they invited me to go out. And when I met with them, all of them had cameras, and I don't. So I say, wow, I need a camera. I can't go out with these people, or everybody with a camera and I'm with my phone. So I saw that my girlfriend at that moment wasn't using the camera. So, well, give me back the camera. I'm going to use it. So I start using, and I really fell in love when I saw that there was a lot that I can do with this. And besides, it allows me to be part of a community. So, which was more important by the moment for me than doing the picture itself, no? So, that's how I started. Then I realized, there was a war beyond the single picture. I was very, very old when I started, and we're talking about 2016. I'm 53 years old now, so it's recently, no? So, but I really, really go with this. Went with this. I started studying. I made this 1 year of a college of photography, very hard, where I learned a lot about the big masters and the works that truly inspired me to do another kind of thing. So for me, it was very important to do this. So yeah, it was
like
I was
2016 when you started, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so that's very interesting that you started out doing like architectural stuff. And what brought you from architectural to more street style shooting? Was it the studying that you did,
Yeah.
or was it the people that you were hanging out with?
I did 1 year of photography. It was like diplomado. I'm not sure what is the word for this. Diplomado is when you do this really intense study of about a subject, not so well. This diplomado teaches you a lot about a lot of other photography, the legends, the words, how photography became art, and how these artists changed the way the photography could be seen for people, no? And how they make a mark on the history of imaging or pictures. So, well, I realized that there were more than just buildings and architectural. I realized that the human the human figure there in the picture, you know, telling something, the looking of the ordinary, extraordinary in the ordinary, outside in the streets, was something that you can, you know, make a quest about this, and, you know, take a look and try to find interesting pictures about the daily life. So that's how I started with, for example, watching Gary Winogrand, or I don't know, Ernst Haas, or Fred, all these artists that, you know, started changing with, especially with colors, not like Ernst Haas and Winogrand and this. I don't remember this now. I have this picture here. The pictures. Well, a lot of this photographer that shows how you can do pictures in the street and make something interesting, not only because you have a camera, only because and also because you are there standing and seeing things that maybe nobody else can see, only you that are trying to find it. No?
That's interesting, the journey that you had when learning. So speaking for myself, and maybe for you, Danny, you can speak to this too, Danny. I know that with the photography that I did, I never did any kind of diploma.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything like that. I think I probably learned by trial and error, and then I think that I also learned just from looking at people's pictures in Instagram, as well as you know, just the occasional book here and there. Was it kind of the same for you too, Danny?
Lots of books. Very.
Yeah.
As soon as I realised what I was doing, so I sort of started taking photographs of other people, and then I heard like something in my head said, "Oh, this is street photography." So I started like looking into street photography, getting books on street photography, things like that. So it was mainly books, and then obviously Instagram helps you sort of find other people with similar interests, which obviously has been great for both of us. Really, we've met loads and loads of like-minded people. So. Yes.
Hey, Lenny, we've got a question for you from Diane Beals.
Yeah.
Diane was actually on the live stream a couple of weeks ago. What's the most memorable photograph that you've taken? That's a great question. Thanks for that, Diane.
Taken from me? From me?
That's for you right there, Lenny.
The remarkable picture that I made myself?
The most memorable, the one that would be the one that you remember the most, the one that that comes to mind when you think about what you took.
I guess one of these is I think you put it in the reel in this slide pictures. One of this guy in the subway that was like against the shield, the windshield inside the cart. That was very important for me because it is a part of a series that I was doing while I was in Venezuela before I left. I made this work called Caracas tan cansada como nosotros, as tired as Caracas, as tired as we are. This one, this is part of a series that shows how our environment and how people and the city was coming down through this period of real hard necessity needs in Venezuela when we were fighting against the criminal government there that we are having. It was a very, very hard moment in my country, and this series shows how deteriorated was the lifestyles in Venezuela. We were in a really, really horrible situation with no food, no money, and well, the services in Venezuela were really deteriorated, like the subway, the transportation up there in the street. There were no way to move from one place to another. So this is a really important picture that takes part of this series called Caracas as Tired as We Are. I mean, the city were really tired, like, because everything was deteriorated. And this series won a prize for our organization, OEA. I'm not sure if you know OEA. It's an organization of American states, where this series won this prize, and it was shown in Maryland, in the Museum of the Americas, and also in Peru. It has its own exhibition. That's one that really makes me feel like it was important. I had another, but I think that's one of more important for me.
It's a great image, really is. I love the way the hand is touching the
I can tell you that the cart, the soil was just living at that moment, and it was really hot inside. I mean, there were no air conditioning inside the car. So imagine that the guy was like, take me out from here. I mean, the closed door, and he was like, oh, I had to go, but this is really hell inside, because it was really cold, really hot inside, the smelling, and, you know, all people transpiring there. For me, it was like, well, I'm sorry for you, man. Bye. But yeah. That's what I think it was happening, no?
You like to play with juxtaposition in your photos.
Yeah.
What do you like about that sort of photography, and how do you see what others don't?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand.
So you like to play with the juxtaposition, sort of.
Yeah.
What do you like about that sort of photography?
What?
And how do you see what other people don't see?
Well, juxtaposition is the hardest one, no? It's the hardest of street photography. I mean, doing juxtaposition frequently makes you, for me, a real smart guy. You have to be very patient, and besides, you have to see things that others don't, no? And besides, be patient. Sometimes it happens immediately, and it's just a question of a matter of being lucky. But most of the time, you see the pattern, and then you just need one thing missed there that pass in front of this, and then you complete the picture. Sometimes I had some because, well, I said, well, maybe I have the patience here and stay here, and I do it. Like, I don't know, the one that you show with the heart globe there. This couple this was in Antalya in Turkey. I was walking there, and I saw the couple there, and say, oh, she has the globe. I just need to pass, and the globe had in front of her face, and then I did it. I did three pictures because I was walking, and I carry the camera this way, and when I shoot, boom, boom, one of these worked, this one. And she was really covering her face, and she didn't want to see him, no? Yeah, for me, it was, thanks so much that you cover your face. I just want it this way. I had another when the guy is looking at me, like, what's going on? I say, okay, bye-bye, but yeah, this is one of these. There is the other one I did there in Turkey, in Istanbul, with the seagull. I'm not sure if you have seen this.
I don't know. I don't think I have it here in the tab.
Well, I made did with the guy. The guy was feeding seagulls. He was sitting there and at the bench in Uskudar. This is in the other side of the shore in Istanbul. And I was walking there, and I see this guy was feeding seagulls with bread, and I said, oh, there were a lot of them. So something had to happen here. I mean, there are so many seagulls that one has to be in front of his face. And yeah, I did it. I managed to grab one of the seagulls, just in the seagull's head in front of this guy's face, and it looks like this is it looks like his face, the seagull face in the guy, no? So that was another that was really lucky to do it. No.
Todd, can you bring up the photo I sent you?
Yeah, I'll put that up right now. 1 second.
That's a special juxtaposition for me. I thought that was great.
You can see it in my website. It's in my website, LennyRuizPhotography.com.
So LennyRuizPhotography.com. So here's one that Danny sent me.
This is another really. I saw the legs there, and I said, I need something. I need a woman here. I didn't know if it was gonna work as I think, but yeah, the woman just looks perfect there. This was really shared. I mean, reposted for a lot of accounts at the moment I posted.
Right.
It is old. It is like 4 years old picture.
No, but I haven't seen it before, and I saw it on I had to send it to Todd because I loved it. I thought it was a great shot. And did you wait there? Did you just wait in front of the legs, waiting?
Wait?
Did you wait in front of the legs
to
see?
Yeah. I wait there for something. I need a woman, and well, it is in Palermo, by the way. I saw the legs and said, I need somebody here. I just wait until this woman was approaching, and I made some like 2 or 3 shots, and this is the one I could match with the legs. No,
honestly, so, Lenny, I don't think that you could have got a better lady for that shot than the lady you got. Honestly, that's a fabulous shot there.
I guess she looks nice, but yeah, maybe there were another perfect. There were another, and besides, I passed one day again this street, and the design is gone. It's not there anymore.
You took your moment.
So the legs are not there anymore.
That's a fantastic shot. I appreciate Danny. I didn't see that one when I was going through your feed. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff in your feed. When I looked at your name, and your name is Lenny Ruiz,
yeah.
And C, I think that C stands for Camera Master. And I was looking through your stuff, man. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God.
I want to ask you one question before I forget. So when I was going through, you kind of had a theme. Let me see if I can find one of the pictures here.
Okay.
It was actually pretty interesting. One moment.
Maybe you can take a look at my website. I'm not sure if you see it, no?
Here's one of the ones that I wanted to show right here.
Let me see.
So this is the theme. Coca-Cola.
Oh, cool.
So here's a Coca-Cola in front of the Obelisco, but there was a running theme in your work where you have Coca-Cola in Turkey, Coca-Cola in Egypt, Coca-Cola all over the place. Is it the color, or do you really like Coca-Cola? It works visually. It really works for me, but I want to know how you came up with that idea.
Well, and first I saw. I guess Coca-Cola has been present in the history of photography, and not the first one. Maybe I'm the one that is always trying to find something new. But Coca-Cola logo has been in a lot of situations, and I'm not sure. Maybe if you take a look to the Saul Later, or I don't know, Fred Herzog pictures, especially Fred Herzog from Canada. He made a lot of these cityscapes, and he shot a lot Vancouver, and there were some signs like Sprite or Coca-Cola, and for me it has this this kind of I don't know, nostalgic sensation, nostalgic feeling. But also the red color helps here to improve the surrounding, what is inside the picture. But then I realized that Coca-Cola became one of my subjects, so I think, yeah, well, Coca-Cola for me is everywhere, no? It's adapts to the surroundings, and it's a logo that can change the way the city looks. So I wrote something here because I know you were gonna ask me about this. It is a symbol of globalization, but its context changes depending on where you find it. By photographing it in different environments and exploring how something so universal takes on local character, blending the global on the personal. So when you see these Coca-Cola signs in the city, it doesn't look the same when you see it in little towns inside of the countryside. When you go to Salta or Jujuy, or little towns, it became something that changed everything. So Coca-Cola it's not only about Coca-Cola. It's about how icons and signs can change the surrounding, can change the environment in the city. It gives information about the place, no? And I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself about this. Everything. It's not about only Coca-Cola. There are a lot of signs and icons that are changing our cities, but especially Coca-Cola is doing a crazy job. I'm not gonna say amazing. I'm gonna say crazy because they are everywhere. There are not a place where you don't see this sign, no? And it's really interesting to be aware of this, that this is happening in front of us, and how commercial signs are changing our perception of life, no, in the cities.
It's very interesting. The one thing, now that you mention it, Lenny, it makes me think about years ago, you would see a lot of ads for cigarettes, like Marlboro.
Yeah.
Remember the Marlboro ads? They were everywhere.
Marlboro.
And now you don't see that anymore. So you wonder if it's ever going to happen with Coca-Cola, if Coca-Cola is going to be here forever.
Yeah, it seems like they are going to be everywhere. I was in Egypt like 2 months ago. I went to Egypt. I realized Coca-Cola is not the main branch there. It's Pepsi. I remember it was the opposite. Remember Pepsi has a lot of influence, and they were everywhere. Well, I remember those days when Pepsi were more important than Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola will say, well, we're going to spend millions on having a presence in the world. So, but in Egypt, it's Pepsi. It's Pepsi-Cola.
I think that was from.
Well, look at this. I have to tell you about this picture. This is inside Garbage City. This is Garbage City in Cairo. Garbage City is a place where people collect and recycle the garbage. And I found this place with this Coca-Cola fridge. And the woman in there is a saint. Is a saint. This is the Coptic neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are Christian. It's the only Christian place in the whole Muslim Cairo city, no? So there are a lot of Christian icons like this, and this woman is just right there inside on the Coca-Cola sign.
That's an amazing shot. Plus, it's the color. I was going to ask you something about color, because I know the color red works really well in photography. Do you have a favorite color? And is that favorite color the same in photography as it is in real life?
Well, it's, I guess, color, red is like, something that you immediately recognize. Red is it really works. It works immediately. But I mean, colors work like in triads. No, you need like not only the red. If you can see there, we have this green that works perfect with red color. And for example, if you had yellow, it could work really nice with white and black and so on. No, so it depends which other colors are there with the main one. But yeah, I guess red is the one that really matches with everything.
But what about in real life though, Lenny? So red's your favorite in photography. What about outside of photography?
Red?
Is it the same? Yeah.
No, I don't like red. In fact, I never use red clothes, for example. And reds also means is the color of, like, for example, communism or lefties are reds, no? So maybe you can think about that in the psychological sense. Red is in some way is like the bad thing about something that is not good or not or hot or sexy or forbidden. I mean,
How often do you get out to shoot, Lenny? Do you go out daily or do you go out just on the weekends?
Well, lately I've been shooting just weekly, I guess. The last time I go out, was the time I saw you. That time I saw you, it was like 2 weeks ago now. So I'm not going out not too much, but I remember I go out daily, but I think once a week could be. It is nice. It's perfect for me going out. Before I remember those days when I tried to go out daily, but every time you go out, you have to deal with all the pictures you do. I mean, in terms of editing, capacity in your hard drive, and then you start putting all these pictures there in your gears, in your hard drive, and say, oh my God, what am I gonna do with all these pictures?
That's true.
Yeah. I guess once a week is perfect. Once a week.
I was going to ask you, sometimes during the winter months, with the cold weather and the shorter days, people tend to get sort of a photography block. They tend to get like a writer's block, but a photography block. What advice would you give people to keep them interested? And what do you do yourself when you have that?
Well, I'm going to show you something. When I am out of, I had booked. This is what I like. I mean, if I need to get, how you say?
Like inspired?
Inspired. I look to books. For example, if I want to see something, I got here this book, for example, and I take a look at this. Let's see if I can show you this. Wait. Okay. So I'm not sure if you're watching here. Yeah. So we have pictures here. So yeah, things that inspire me is books. If I need inspiration, I just need to take one of these books and take a look. I can find here something that I can think, well, I can do this. Maybe not the same thing, but maybe look at these shadows, for example. I mean, really reflections or whatever. I mean, I just need to take a look to other people's works and get inspired, Especially the legends like Ernst Haas. I had another there like Saul Leiter or Fred Herzog, Harry Grullard, which is one of my favorites. Look how color here works so good, Todd. This yellow with
yellow
red,
and
for
red.
example. Yeah,
it's like
look at
perfect,
this.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, look at this reflection here. So well, yeah, when I need inspiration, maybe you can work with the speed. You see, what can I do today? Well, maybe work in low speed and look at this cityscape. So it's not only always being in front of people. The city itself gives you nice shots. No, I rather do this sometimes that go in front of the people, and so on. No, I think taking a look to these legends' works could inspire anyone to go out. But of course, right? If you feel that you are not inspired, you need to find something that inspires you. You know, it happens that you are blocked to going out and you see, well, what am I going to do? Everything all the time is the same. Sometimes it's just a period of moment in before going out. Once you are out with the camera, everything is like what I was thinking about. I just need to go out.
That's true.
Yes. The block is just one moment here at home. Once you are out with the camera, everything disappears, and then you start being inspired.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, it's really easy. I just need to open a book. I open a book. Sometimes I just take a look to pictures of one of my favorite photographers, and I open a website and start looking. For example, I love to see here Steve McCurry. Steve McCurry gave a lot of great pictures, and his website is really good. So you can see his picture there. I found inspiration immediately. Ernst is my favorite. Saul Later, I don't know, Herzog. They really inspire me to when I am out of inspiration.
You've exhibited many times. I think you had an exhibit in Washington, was it?
Me?
Was it? Yeah. Was that?
If I exhibit?
You've exhibited.
Yeah, I had this exhibition there in the Museum of the Americas in Washington. I also exhibit a solo exhibition in Peru. In Venezuela, we did once with two other photographers called Tropical. Oh my God, I forget the name. It was about the light in the tropic. You know, the light in the tropic hits different when you are in Caracas or any other part of in between this part of in the equator. The light is really, really different. Like, for example, when we take a look to the Alex Webb pictures, the work that he did there in the Caribbean, with all this real deep contrast between light and the shadows, where we did some kind of work where we show how light hits different and how other photographers from the area work with the light. I mean, it's different work with the light here in Buenos Aires than in Caracas. In Caracas, it really hits hard when if you are out there at 1 p.m. and you have a real strong light. It's really difficult to work with the shadows. If you want to show something in the shadows, maybe there is going to be overexposed in the light. So you need to find the right setting for doing pictures there. No?
And that's a tough one. You know, it's interesting that you say that, Lenny, because I did a lot of shooting in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico was the same way. Like if you were out in noon, it was difficult to get the settings right. Like you could drop it down to like 100 for your ISO, and you would still have to go super fast, to try to get it right. And then the shadows would be just absolutely pitch black, and and even sometimes the light was still, because it bounces everywhere. The light.
Yeah, it's anywhere in the Caribbean, it's in Colombia, Caribbean, Venezuela, Colombia, even Ecuador, some places, and all the islands in Central America. The sun hits really, really straight, not like here. If you see the sun here is always going like this. never go up there. It's very strange when the sun is really up there and you have no shadows because the sun is really up on you. But yeah, and here it's always like, you know, always you will have a nice shadow. There at 12 or 1 p.m. the sun was gonna be really hard, and well, if you are doing pictures at that time of the day, it's gonna be, well, what is it, light or shadow, and how are you gonna manage with this? No,
I live in England, so I don't see the sun very often, really.
so,
Not too much sun for you, huh, Danny?
oh my God! But I guess you well, I really admire English photographers because they really know how to deal with the gray days. Great the cloudy days and the rainy conditions. I've seen a lot of English photographers that really inspire me. Also, I remember this guy. I don't know. I'm not sure if you know this. Joshua. Joshua Jackson, you know him? Joshua. I don't remember his Joshua Jackson. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Let me.
Who you're talking
Oh, I love his work. Yeah, for example, and there were another there, but I remember him because he was one of the one who inspired me to do rainy photography. There was a time when I was looking at the forecast and see if it was going to rain, and if the rain was coming, I was preparing for going out and do rainy shots. I did a long time ago, but I really love to shoot umbrellas, and I have a really good collection there of umbrellas and rainy situations. So I guess, Danny, I'm not sure. Do you like to do rainy photographers there in England?
Yeah, I do. I did have an incident where my camera got too wet and I lost the camera.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit more cautious now, but I got a recent one with and she was wearing a bag on her head to protect her hair.
Oh,
And
nice.
quite a good one.
Hey,
But yeah,
Lenny, if you want to experience some rainy weather, you're welcome to come on over here because you'll get some rain if you're either in Paris or if you're in England. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm planning. I guess one of my goals could be going there to England. I really would like to visit England, London, or any other place there in England, and take advantage of the conditions, the weather conditions. Yeah, it would be nice to shoot there. I'm not sure. I've been following this guy from Edinburgh in Scotland. Yeah, which is always showing what's going on in the city, and I love how it looks right now with this snowy condition. Oh my God, I will be happy there running like a monkey in the snow.
The funny thing is, though, Lenny, is we always want what we don't have because right now you're in summer, right? You're in summer in Buenos Aires. And I was talking to Danny before we got on the live stream, and I was saying, like, Lenny's got summer right
Oh,
now, and that
oh
would be
my
so nice to have summer. And then you get on, you're like, oh, I'd really like to get some rain.
I've got.
Well, I have to tell you, it doesn't. It looks like a real strange sun because it should be hot, but right now it is kind of good. It's like 21 or 20. 3 days ago, it was really hot, and it was really humidity. So it was hell. I don't like summer. I rather cold. I have to tell you, I'd rather being with a jacket and cover than experience the hot conditions. I hate it. I don't like summer. I hate it. I know what you mean. Because sometimes when you have too much winter, it's like, oh my God. But yeah, I'd rather cover than feeling this hot sensation.
I would just expand on the question I was asking.
Yeah.
So I was saying you've been exhibited many times. How does it feel to see your work in exhibition? How does it feel for you?
Oh well, it's always nice. and make you proud to see one of your childs there out there shown in a wall on a wall, right, Todd and
That's
Danny?
right.
I mean, you always feel like, well, you achieved something and you did a great job with your work. So yeah, the one thing that I think the street photographers don't have is, try to do more. Not only shooting for shooting, we have to try to find some subject that shows something that is going on in front of us and show it's affecting society or anything, no? And take it into the street photography feeling, no? It will give you more opportunities to show this and to talk about more about what are you doing. No? Sometimes, these single pictures everywhere all the days is like, well, you're doing non-purpose work. So I think we should work more into that, no? To express more
Agreed.
photography, right?
We have a question from Beyond Ithaca here. So Lenny, he's asking what group of people, is there a person, for example, a photographer, or is there a group of people that you would like to see your photos, and would that have it be positive to them? Is there a certain photographer you'd like to have see your photos?
His photo. Who would Lenny really? Is there a person or group of people who he thinks his photos would speak to positively? I mean, if I think that there was a group of people who should see my pictures, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to say. It depends. It depends. What do you want to see? I am a street photographer, but I think mostly I should be showing or building something that people could see and read something about this. And make a lecture of what is going on with this picture. That's why I've been not posting and not too frequently lately, because I think that I should change the way I approach into the pictures. I think I need to show something. Maybe it could take. It is like, I don't want to say this, but turning street photography into documentary photography in a way, right? Because, well, you can do amazing pictures. Maybe you can do this one, like the woman with the globe in the face, or the guy with the seagull. It goes. No, it goes. It happens, and I think that we should, or at least myself, I should be working in doing something that says or give a lecture or give a purpose to see, well, this means something. I'm not sure. I guess I think I'm thinking about this right now. That is a good question. That is a good question.
Very good question, isn't it? And it makes you think a little bit about
from young Vitaka, but right now I have a lot of pictures there in my hard drive and my catalogs, and I think, what am I gonna do with this? Should I build something with this? Should I show something? Should I go out and start a new project and show something in the street photography way, but also in the documentary photography way? Combine both and show the message. I think it would be more important and give something to society, to something that besides makes people want to hang these pictures on a wall, because it's saying something. It's not only like, well, you are a nice street photography. What are we gonna say about these pictures that are really cool, or does it have another meaning, important meaning? Nice question.
It's a great question. I think it's also very difficult to say. because there's a lot of photos that with the brush of time, say a photo that was taken 20 years ago that may
Exactly.
not have been um, maybe super interesting 20 years ago, now is really interesting.
Well, yeah, that's sounds. Yeah,
And it's hard to
we are
make
in the
that.
present.
It's
We are in
hard
the
to
present.
project like what looks good now that's going to look good 20 years from now.
Yeah. Well, one thing that that is one thing that happened with the photography. No, it is more interesting when time is passing, because I mean everything has changed in terms of what is shown in these pictures, like this one. I mean, this book, for example, it says New York's color. New York in color in 1952, 1962. I mean, we're talking like 60, 70 years ago. So it makes more interesting these pictures. Maybe when this guy made this picture, it looks like they are nice, but okay. But now this says something about how was the city that time. The thing is that we don't have the time. I mean, if we wait 20 years, maybe we're gonna be dead, and others are gonna do the work for us.
That's right. We never know.
Yeah.
I was going to say though, I think that the work that you're doing actually will be what you're hoping that what you're talking about right now. I think that your work will be that in the future, and in particular, I think that the Coca-Cola stuff is going to be
Yeah,
really interesting
I
in
have a
years
lot
and
of
years from now too.
the Coca-Cola project. That's a project. I have it there as a project. I had to put it in my website and well give the meaning it must have, like, you know, I wrote something for this and I want to put it like a series. I also visit this place that I talk about in Cairo, Garbashita. I did a lot of pictures there, and I saw how this community really managed to survive there this Christian community managed to survive there in this Muslim massive country like Egypt, and how hard for them is living like this. No? So well, I try to take this in like in a street photography picture work, but into a documentary also work. So I try to ask how things are there for living. How do you manage to deal with the smelling, the conditions, being rejected by the Muslim community also, etc., etc. No, all the difficulties that they have there, like no water service or no light, no electricity services, and well, so well that's something that you can work with by the meantime, by the present, no, and show something. And well, I'm trying to think, well, which other works or projects can I afford this way? Well, I have a list there which I like to go out and I want to start working with this.
Sounds great. Hey, so Lenny, they give us an hour for these live streams and then they cut us off. So we're just about there in an hour. So I wanted to say thank you. It's been an honor to have you on the live stream. And it was so much fun. I really enjoyed going through your work. And I appreciate you hanging out with me in Buenos Aires. Very
Well,
kind.
I hope to see you again soon. Where are you planning to come back?
I'll be back in the end of January.
Oh,
so we'll see each other soon, buddy.
Well, bring Danny with you.
We'll see if we can get Danny out there.
In his suitcase.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much, Danny and Todd. Thank you so much for having me here.
Night.
Take care there.
Bye-bye.
Bye.